7 games, going 2-0, a couple of saves. They have not allowed a run in 23 innings over those last 7 games. They've only given up 7 hits, struck out 24 to 11 walks, and this doesn't even include Will Klein's 2 innings as the opener Friday night in Anaheim. So 5 relievers combined to throw 5 scoreless innings last night. Adrian, it's become a trend of late. This entire bullpen really doing the job when called upon.
They've been lights out, and it's really fun to watch. These guys are attacking, they're attacking, they're attacking, and they're using their stuff to beat the other team. So it's really fun. They're doing everything that we expect them to do. And when the bullpen does that, it makes the game so much shorter and so much easier for the front end of the game, for the starter, for the hitters. So it's just they've been dominant. I love to see it.
Got to give love to Josh Bart. He's that bullpen coach down there, understanding the communication they have before the game, the communication they have during the game, making sure these guys are prepared, ready to go. And it's an attitude. Once you're coming out of the bullpen, you're pumping strikes, trusting your stuff. Mark Pryor has done a great job with both staffs, starting staff as well as the bullpen. Guys, do not complain. No matter what situation, whether you're asked to come in the 5th inning, be an opener, or come in and close, your job is to get outs. These guys are doing a great job.
And they're shorthanded right now as well, and you have a lot of guys stepping up in that bullpen. You know who else has been lights out recently? The guy that's going to start the game, Shohei Ohtani, only allowed 4 runs all season. Jerry, none in his last 11 innings on the mound.
Yeah, I mean, he has been locked in. And listen, it's no secret. His desire is to be that Cy Young Award winner this year. And it's something he's shooting for, and there's nothing wrong with that, because when he is doing these type of great things, that means we're winning ball games. Shohei Ohtani, use that fastball. Run that fastball in on those righties. Use that split occasionally, but that fastball is a very important pitch, especially against this lineup.
Yeah, you see that sign right there that says believe in faster. That's what Shohei's going to believe in. Believe in the fastball, going after these Padre hitters. They've been late on fastballs. You got to attack them with the fastball today. Continue doing what you're doing with your off-speed pitches. That's been the key to him, for me this year, is his ability to establish the fastball and then just follow the off-speed pitches behind that fastball. So continue to do that today.
Just dominant stuff we've seen every single time out from Shohei Ohtani when he's pitching. Now, this 13-game stretch is ending in San Diego. The Dodgers' next 13 games in 13 days will begin in San Diego late June. And one of the great things about all of these games at Petco Park, as both of you guys know, it's a playoff atmosphere here in the month of May, Adrian. I imagine for a player, it's got to be a lot of fun because you don't get this very often during the regular season.
It's a lot of fun, especially because the fans have really turned it into their own rivalry. You know, the players see it as a rivalry, but not really. But the fans really see it as a rivalry, and that's what creates the atmosphere. That's what brings the adrenaline to the ball players. That's what makes them really go out there and have that extra energy. So the fans, I love the fans, both in San Diego and LA. 2 great fan bases going after each other, and that's what makes it so much fun.
That is an incredible point, and I'll tell you, Dodger fans love giving it to the Padre fans, and the Padre fans love harassing the Dodger fans. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what makes sports so special. And again, kudos to the Padre fans going out there every night and packing that place, similar to what the Dodger fans do. You want that type of energy in both ballparks, and that's why it's must-see TV.
Get a lot of Dodger fans down there at Petco Park for these regular season games. My son's down there tonight with one of his friends, hopefully cheering on a Dodger victory. Let's send it out to Petco Park. Joe and Oral have the call. Joe, take it away.
All right, John, the first 2 matchups this year between the Dodgers and the Padres have delivered. A couple of thrillers with the Padres taking game 1, the Dodgers coming back to win game 2, and now Shohei Ohtani tries to pitch him to a win in the series finale. It was 1-0 San Diego on Monday night. They were leading last night, but the Dodgers come back. What a game it was. 5-4 the final score, and an emotional affair where the Dodgers got to Mason Miller, handed him his first loss in more than a year to flip-flop back into first place. We welcome inside. Hope you've enjoyed these games as much as we have. Joe Davis and Or Hershiser, and these games have delivered so far, haven't they?
They really have, and you can almost say they're between 2 first-place teams, even though they're in the same division. But one of them, after tonight, is going to be in first.
So far in this series, the Padres have scored only via the home run, and the Dodgers have hit home runs, but they've scored in a number of different ways to tie this series up.
With the runners in scoring position, that hasn't been happening lately, but the home run ball was in vogue early in the game, and then it came down to a nail nail-biter, and it was who was going to execute. ABS challenge, Muncy won that one. Pickoff, first of the year from Miller, gets away. Not many guys get on base on him, but they got him to third with the error, and Pages with an epic at-bat scores call. Fantastic game.
And so a 5-4 win for the Dodgers, and now Shohei Ohtani takes the ball and burying the lead a little bit, just talking about him right now, but back to two-way duties tonight.
Yeah, he's going to be in the leadoff position, and the pitching, I think, is going to be outstanding. He will default to the fastball, which the Padres don't hit very well, and the sweeper in a jam, but he's got some other pitches that are effective, too.
Down to the field now. Here's Kirsten Watson.
Thank you, Joe. Well, for Shohei Ohtani, he's making his 8th start of the regular season, but only his 4th as a two-way player, as they've been managing some of that early fatigue and even some of those offensive struggles. If you look at on his start days when he's been at the plate as well, he's only 1 for 10 with 4 strikeouts. But if you look recently, his last 6 games, got a 6-game hit streak coming into this when they feel like he's in a really good spot offensively right now. And they're looking to stay atop of the NL West. So Dave Roberts said that he wanted to go with a full-strength lineup, and that included Shohei Ohtani being out there. They believe he's in a really good spot right now, guys.
All right, Kirsten, and the Dodgers will face off with Randy Vasquez of the Padres. Don't forget about Freddie Freeman, by the way. 2 home runs coming to life last night. First pitch of the rubber match coming up on Sportsnet LA. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. And by Jack in the Box. Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. Our earlier start time tonight. Beautiful night for baseball. Sun still shining. Sally sells seashells. The Dodgers try to win this series. They've won 6 of the last 7 games, outscoring their opponents 45-10 in that time. Offense coming back to life last night with the 5 runs and the comeback victory, and the pitching throughout has been awesome. Just 10 runs allowed over those 7 games. And with the offense at the top of the order, Shohei Ohtani, 2 more doubles last night, hitting .522, 6 extra base hits over his last 6 games. Here come the Dodgers for this series finale, and it is Ohtani to lead off with Mookie Betts at short hitting second. Freddie Freeman, 2 home runs last night to break out of his slump. Kyle Tucker's in right field looking for his first hit of this series. And it's Andy Pages. He's homered twice against tonight's Padres starter Randy Vasquez. Muncy had the key walk in the 9th inning last night. He's at third, hitting 6th. Will Smith down to the 7 spot in the order as Teoscar Hernandez hits 8th. That's some 7 and 8 right there. Will Smith and Teoscar Hernandez. And then Ha-Seong Kim at second base, hitting 9th. Randy Vasquez, first 3 seasons in the major leagues, was right around league average, but 6 scoreless innings against the Mariners in his last start puts him at 5-1 with a 2.68.
Last 2 outings have been really good. 11 innings, only 1 earned run. He had a solid but not exceptional season last year, but he is on his game right now. It seems like every little stat he's improved on, whether it's first pitch strikes or whether it's getting guys out with 2 strikes, getting guys to chase a little bit more. He doesn't strike out a ton of guys, but he does have some swing and miss in there. It's going to be more curveballs going down to lefties, but he's thrown a lot of sliders and sweepers to right-handers.
7 different pitches. And throughout his career, he's been known for that, the vast arsenal. But the fastball velocity has gone up this year, and he's leaning on that just good old-fashioned 4-seam more. And they're saying what's happening from that is just a couple ticks up. That makes the other 6 pitches that much better because you don't have as much time to figure out what you're getting.
They're getting the ball. They're hitting the ball harder off of him this year. He's got the 8th worst hard hit rate. But you know what? He's pitching in good luck right so far and getting stats, but expected to actual earned run average, it's a little different. So I think the Dodgers have a really good chance to get some runs early here tonight.
Didn't have any of them on Monday night. The 1-0 Padres win. 5-4 Dodgers last night, back from down 4-2. Padres had been 8-0 in games decided in the last at-bat. Dodgers handed them their first loss in that fashion. And now in the finale, off we go with a towering drive on the first pitch. Did he get enough? Merrill can't get there. It's gone. First pitch of the game. The pitcher hits it out. A living, breathing statue, Shohei Ohtani.
He has been getting hits in this hot streak from line to line. And this one over the fence, no interference from the fan, even though one had a Dodger jersey on. That would have been interesting if the Dodger fan would have got involved in that.
Welcome to the game, Randy Vasquez. Ball and a strike on Betts. Unreal. He's a walking history book.
It's ridiculous what he does.
This one will be playable for Merrill.
Picks on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. They're trying to go up and in on him, which is one of his holes where the league tries to go, and then they'll go soft down and in off of it with a slider, but he didn't even let him get to an out pitch. He just hit the first one.
7th extra base hit the last 7 games for Ohtani. They really got it going the game before his last start. Here's Freddie Freeman fouling off the first pitch. Freddie got it going last night. He went into the game 0 for his last 16 with 1 homer over his last 35 games. He went 2 for 4 last night, 2 homers, including the game tying shot.
First home run was a productive at bat with could have been an out for a sac fly. He'd made it a 2-run.
Wow, he's going to head up at second right here.
Is that fair?
That was a fair ball. Laureano couldn't haul it in. Was stampeding over there and then just kind of mistimed the slide and couldn't catch it.
This is crazy because it looked like it was going to be into the stands and curved all the way back. Yeah, and it is fair. Freddie thought it was going to be in the stands too, the way he was running.
Ends up with a double. Second extra base hit over the first 3 hitters of the game. As we were talking about yesterday, fast starts so important, getting the lead so important against this team. Now they wound up winning the game even though they forfeited that lead early. But essential against the Padres pen. Kyle Tucker looking for his first hit of this series at 0 for 7. The Dodgers have had the home runs. They had the 2 homers from Freeman yesterday, but they also scored runs in other ways. In the 5th inning, had the leadoff double from Teoscar Hernandez, got him in with 2 productive outs. And then what they did in the 9th inning, the inning of the year, the way people are talking about it, with the walk from Muncy and the overturn call, the overturn ABS challenge, the error. First time that Mason Miller's thrown to a base this year. First error of his career. And then the sacrifice fly and that epic at-bat from Andy Pages. Showed you something last night.
He was so determined during that at-bat to get that run in.
Whole team showed you something coming back and doing it against that Padres pen.
Yeah, you go into that game and it stays tight the way it did, the back and forth, and they tie it up. And it was just good to see them execute the minutia of the game in a tight game. It really was playoff baseball against an exceptional bullpen.
It was that you'd play teams in your division 19 times in a season. It's 13 now, and each of those 13 games feels like a gift. These last couple of years, these 2 teams get together. Full count on Tucker. Regular season can get long for everybody. And one way to break up any kind of monotony that might come from that is having to step up your game, because you know you're going to get your best when you're facing the Padres and vice versa.
Yeah, this series will show you where your battery's at, and it'll recharge your battery if you win here tonight after winning yesterday, the tight one, and then going into an off day. Really good for you psychologically.
Payoff. Takes ball 4. Pages coming up, and let Freddie Freeman tell you what he thought about that at-bat.
It's one of the most incredible at-bats I've ever seen in person. I hope people break that one down. Hitting 95 is hard. Hitting 100 is even harder. Hitting 102 is probably the hardest thing to do. And he was spoiling pitches, sliders, heaters. Felt like he was on everything. I don't know if there's enough words to really describe that at-bat. It's one of the greatest at-bats I've seen.
He was down 0-2, fouled off 6 pitches in a row, and then the 9th one, 1-0-2. Flies it the other way. So you heard what Freddie had to say about it. And he said never once did he think he was going to strike out. He said, quote, "I was 100% certain I was going to put it in play." I mean, that is confidence of a killer. Couple of runners on here. And he takes eyes ahead 2-0.
One thing to say that with a normal big league pitcher on the mound, it's another thing when it's Miller throwing 102 with a devastating slider.
Doc said before the game today they're all major league players, but Andy's just tougher than most. Rolls this one up the middle. Could be a double play. Tatis will ensure that it is. But on the first pitch of the ball game, the Dodgers starting pitcher goes bang. Got himself a lead. Here he comes to pitch when you come back. Here's Craig Stammen's Padres lineup for the finale with Tatis up there to lead off. Then Andujar and Sheets. Manny Machado connected in a home run last night. He's followed by Bogarts, who's taken Ohtani deep before, and Jackson Merrill. Castellanos, Laureano, and Fermin against Shohei Ohtani. Range Rover Sport engineered to win a 0.82 ERA through his first 7 starts, second best in Dodger history through 7 starts. Only Fernando Valenzuela in the Fernando Mania season in 1981. Rookie of the Year and Cy Young. Not bad for a DH. Seven scoreless innings against the Giants his last time. He had never gone 7 innings in a game as a Dodger until 2 starts ago. He's now done it back-to-back starts. Here's his 1-1 to Tatis. A little high for ball 2.
Shohei has been consistently dominant and consistently going deep into the game with this arsenal, but most of the time it's going to be the 4-seamer and the sweeper, but he'll mix in the curveball and the splitter. That gets him up to about 95% of the pitches he'll throw with those 4. He's got a few others that he'll dabble with the cutter and the slider, but mainly the 4-seamer, the sweeper, the curveball, and the splitter.
Tatis lays off a sweeper, and the count goes full. We were talking about him going deep, as you saw just a moment ago on that graphic. 7 innings the last 2 starts, but 6 full innings in every start. He didn't go 6 until his very last one last year. Tapper up along first. Ohtani pounces, and Tatis is out number 1.
Good baseball IQ right there to understand underhanding the ball will still beat the runner. About as slow as Ohtani can throw a baseball, and it still has plenty of time to record the out.
Shohei's gone through the full skills competition gamut now. He's hit, he's pitched, he's fielded. I guess we got to have him run the bases still. It's just kind of a jog. Oh, he's produced 1 run. He's gotten 1 out. Here's Andujar taking a strike. Andujar has homered in both games in this series and now hitting .344. 3 home runs over an 8-game hitting streak. He's been their best hitter this year at .299.
He has been very hot. He likes the ball close to him, middle in, and he is pulling. So you want to stay away from him right now.
Ohtani gets ahead 1-2 with that fastball.
If you're coming in on a hot hitter like this that's covering the inside part of the plate, you have to come in off the plate just to set stuff up away.
This guy swings at just about everything, but he makes contact with just about everything too. On this 1-2, pokes it foul, stays alive, but Ohtani does stay away with a sweeper. That's been his favorite pitch with 2 strikes when he's been the best guy in baseball. Is you're touching on so many different categories where he's right at the top. 0.77 average against with 2 strikes. Strikeouts in more than half of the at-bats that get there.
He's leaned on the sweeper already here in the first 11 pitches. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to get another one right here. Look like a strike, end up a ball. Up and in. Missed his spot.
And has a few times in this first inning. 3-2 on both hitters.
Got away with one right there. That was that sweeper that did not break. It just kind of was a cement mixer and just spins and just lays right there.
Yeah, so about a dozen pitches into this game. Ohtani not quite sharp yet. 8th pitch coming to Andujar. There'll be a 9th.
Getting a little help from the lighting right now with the sun and the shadow kind of mixing in between the hitter and the pitcher.
So nice.
Beautiful.
Another foul ball. 10-pitch at bat right here. And so Andujar, no matter how this finishes, doing damage to Ohtani. Back to that topic, getting deep into games. We throw about 100 pitches in a game. 10% of those burnt in this one at bat. On we go. Battle of the 2 guys that finished at the top of Rookie of the Year in 2018. We were talking about in the first game of this series. Ohtani won it. And Andujar had 27 home runs and broke Joe DiMaggio's doubles record for a Yankee rookie. He eventually goes down on a sweeper. Takes Ohtani 11 pitches, but he gets the strikeout. 2 up and 2 down in the first.
This one was well executed. Looked like a fastball down the middle. Ended up on the corner.
If he and the Dodgers get 7 strikeouts in this game, everybody gets the free Jumbo Jack on the off day. Help you get through the day without baseball before they resume things on Friday in Milwaukee. Gavin Sheets. A lollipop of a curve draws some oohs and ahs from the crowd. And then a splitter. That's been the one pitch that statistically hasn't been very good. Well, that one right there was sweet.
If he gets the chase on the splitter, he won't have to throw it for a strike. There's another one. Needs to be a little higher.
League's hitting above 300 against that pitch. 136 against the rest of his arsenal. 1-2 to Sheets. 3 splitters in a row, and it's dancing.
He does not lean on the splitter when he gets in a jam. We see him throw most of them from the windup.
Twenty-second pitch of this first inning. Fastball speeds by him. Strike 3. Splitter, splitter, splitter. Shoot. Fastball by him. Back-to-back Ks. 1, 2, 3 first.
Don't miss Play Ball Weekend. That's June 5th through the 7th. Encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. You can visit playball.org to register for a free event near you today.
It's Max Muncy taken downstairs. Ball 1 from Randy Vasquez, and lost in the shuffle with everything that happened in that 9th inning was his awesome at bat against Mason Miller, who he had said a couple hours before that is unlike anybody he's ever faced. Hooks this one down the line, nestles in, a fair ball. On his way to second with a leadoff double.
Dodgers got their hitting shoes on. 3 hits already. Ohtani got them started on the first pitch. Max hits a first pitch right here.
Well, 5 of their 6 hits yesterday went for extra bases, and they've already got 3 extra base hits today. Runner in scoring position for Will Smith. Dropped down to the 7th spot in the order today. It's only the 2nd time he's hit this low in the order the last 6 years. 0 for his last 8 in this series, and everybody goes through back-to-back days like that, but the last few weeks hasn't quite looked right. And then last night, 3 of the 4 outs were fly balls the other way, which is a telltale sign that he's off. Dave Roberts saying just a chance for him to put a little more of his focus into the catching, let the hitting come to him. One and 2 on him.
Guys that are struggling, if they can get 1 hit down in the bottom of the order, it's usually going to be like a 1 for 3 or a 1 for 2 with a walk if you only get that many at bats. So the 1 less at bat sometimes helps your psyche and your stats.
If you're a glass half empty guy, you look and say that's 1 less chance for me to get that 1 hit.
And yeah, if you have 1 in your back pocket, it feels good. But yeah, if you'd like to get back up there because you don't have 1, yeah.
Anytime he goes into a stretch like this, it is a reminder of how special he's been with his consistency, playing that position and producing the way he has offensively through the years. The catcher's always playing through something.
He played in every inning in the playoffs last year. He had the World Baseball Classic where his at-bats in spring training were kind of half as many. We're far and enough away from both of those situations to say, you know what, this is just a little slump for him. But there has been a lot of work that has gone through that body.
Broke the all-time record for most innings caught in a World Series. It was 101 years old. Washington's Muddy Rule in 1924 caught every inning against the Giants in a 7-inning World Series. Base hit the other way. Just swats it off of the outside part of the plate. And the Dodgers have him cornered with nobody out.
Rewarded for a team at bat. Just trying to shove it over there to move Muncy up. And in doing so, gets himself a hit. It goes a long way for Will. It goes a long way for the whole team.
So the Dodger catcher gets his first hit of this series. It brings up Teoscar Hernandez, who's hitting .359 the last 2 weeks. First and third, nobody out. Fly the other way. Castellanos going back onto the warning track. Plenty deep enough to bring home Max Muncy, and it's 2-0. Sacrifice fly for Teoscar Hernandez.
Quality at bats. Oh, they get the job done with the sac fly. Will Smith got the job done with the hit to right, but it would have moved him over anyway. Well done. Dodgers gathering a little momentum off of that win last night, continuing it here today.
And how could you not? Coming back from 4-2, winning it the way they did. 1-on-1 out for Kim, taking downstairs, ball 1.
Vasquez gave up 1 run in his last 2 games coming into this one. It only took him 1 pitch to give up 1 run, and now he's given up 2.
27-year-old from the Dominican Republic gets this ball blasted into right center field by Kim. That's 3 hits in the inning. And the table's set for Ohtani. Homered on the first pitch of this ball game. It's the second leadoff home run from a pitcher in Major League history. Of course, course, he's the only other guy to do it. He's the only other pitcher that's hit leadoff. NLCS Game 4 last year. 3 times this season, 3 of his 8 home runs have led off the game.
Home run on the first pitch. It was a fastball with Vasquez. In his first 9 starts, he had given up 1 home run on his fastball. Ohtani did it seeing 1 pitch.
And when it comes to the very first pitch of the game, that's the 5th time that Ohtani's done it as a Dodger. The rest of the franchise since the turn of the century has done it 13 times. On base 7 of his last 9 times up. They're asking Dave Roberts before the game if he felt like he was fully back, and he said, watching him run the bases, I see how recharged he is, referencing the helmet coming off last night, him sliding into second with aggression. He said at the plate, I don't know if he's all the way back, but certainly headed in the right direction. But you got to go back to what Shohei said a few weeks ago when he's in the deepest part of the slump. The hard thing isn't going from good to great. It's from going to feeling broken to just feeling okay, and he's definitely cleared that hurdle. That is the unique part of his two-way duties, where there just isn't time to climb out of those slumps, but certainly back into the spot where maintaining this would be plenty fine. First time that he's hit in a game that he's the pitcher this month. Last 3 starts, he'd had those off from the plate. And had just 1 hit in games that was a starting pitcher coming in here. Smith at second, Kim at first. Vasquez delivers 2-2, and it's full.
Shohei fighting the light in his eyes right here, but that was a good eye.
The payoff. Fly to center. Merrill going back. Just got it off the end. Didn't quite sound right. Both runners trying to move up, and they will. Kim goes in there. The Comet head first slide safe.
You got to make sure you're going to make it. Will Smith knows he's going to make it, but you really have to make sure that when you're headed to second with the shorter throw.
Second and third for Mookie. Fly out to center field his first time. 1 for 9 in this series. He's looked better than those numbers would indicate, but a couple chances with runners in scoring position where he's not been able to come through. Looking for his first hit with a runner in scoring position since coming off of the injured list a little more than a week ago. And an 0-2 hole.
Dodgers have hit everything. 5 different pitches with the 5 hits.
Driven to center. Room for Merrill. Inning over, but the Dodgers get another run in both innings against Vasquez. Well, if you fell asleep 8 years ago and we told you about this first inning, you just woke up, you'd say there's no way. This has to be myth. Guy led off the game with a home run in the first pitch, and then went 1-2-3 as the pitcher, striking out 2. Shohei Ohtani, full-on experience. 2-0. Dodgers lead, bottom of the second. Buzzes Manny Machado with his first pitch. Machado homered last night. Season-long slump for him, though. 5 of his last 56, even with that homer. As for time here, and Ohtani says, well, home plate umpire Bruce Streckman says to Ohtani, make sure he's ready. Here comes the 1-0. It's fouled off Smith.
22 pitch first inning. I think we have nicknamed a outing of 9 pitches or less the next inning a Kershaw. That's what he kind of needs to keep his pitch count under control right here. He needs a quick inning. 10 pitches or less, already thrown 2. He's going to need a little better command with that pitch to have quick innings. Spray pattern was a little off in the first. Effective, but effectively wild.
Backed up. It looked like it might have caught the strike zone. No challenge. So 3 balls and a strike on Machado, who has reached all 3 times that he's faced Ohtani. 2 hits and a walk. Chopper to short, and Mookie Betts stabs it. Takes his time, of which he has plenty. 1 away.
The way Machado has been jogging at times down to first, I wonder if he's nursing an injury. He usually does not go that slow. I mean, you know, he's going 26 miles an hour.
1 gone in the second for Bogarts, who has a home run against Ohtani in his career. Shohei starts him with a curve that didn't quite land. Kicks and deals 2-0 and a foul back 2-1.
Better rhythm on that pitch. At the top of his leg kick when he's over the rubber, if there's looks like there's like a little bit of a pause, that's when he's at his best. Even though he's still moving, it's just kind of hanging over the rubber. That's good. Yep.
Slap to second. Routine for Kim. 2 up and 2 down. 5 up and 5 down.
Good timing mechanism for him when he gets over the rubber, and he's got this magic move where his back leg is moving forward and his front leg is finishing its kick.
Yamamoto does that pause a little bit too sometimes, right?
Yep. Yamamoto's is definitely distinct, but for Shohei, it's very athletic looking compared to Yamamoto, which has more pieces to it. His is smooth.
Merrill, almost indiscernible if you're not looking for it with Shohei, whereas with Yamamoto, he stops.
Yeah, right here at the top. And then as he leaves and heads towards home plate, his hands separate. There's really good rhythm and timing between the upper body and the lower body.
Back foot's that sweeper. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jackson Merrill. Single and a walk yesterday for Merrill, but just 4 for his last 40. Padres have scored 5 runs in the 2 games in this series, and all 5 of them have come off of homers. We've got Machado now 5 of his last 57. Merrill 4 for his last 40. They've needed the big swings from somebody other than the big guys, and they've gotten them from Andujar and from Sheets lately. Padres a half game out of first, even though their stars have not hit. On a 2-1, Merrill watches 1 sweep in there. 2-2. Strikes him out. The splitter disappears, and Ohtani's got 3 Ks over 2 perfect innings. Performance Spotlight is sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers, and it shines on Freddie Freeman, who snapped his 0 for 16 with a 2-home-run game yesterday, and has started today's game with a double. Leads off this third inning and takes a ball from Randy Vasquez. Short, simple swing that he knows well. He said he went into yesterday's game with a different swing thought. He said, I'm going to swing up in an attempt to get rid of that, as he calls it, cut swing, which is just kind of the opposite effect of cutting and chopping at the ball. Trying to overcorrect.
There's feel and then there's real. And you figure out what you need to do or what the fix is, and then you figure out a feeling to make you execute what you're trying to do.
"36 years old, and he keeps on rolling. A double away from the top 30. Jeff Kent, Eddie Murray, one double ahead. And what makes him good, makes him a good candidate to keep on doing this. Maybe not slug forever, but to keep hitting as long as he wants to. Simple swing, knowledge of his swing, knowledge of the zone. That's a fair ball, just sneaking inside the bag, much to the dismay of Gavin Sheets. There is the double to move him into the top 30 all time, his second of the game.
And you said maybe without the slug as he goes on, but he hits the ball line to line, so he's so hard to defend. I mean, he could hit the ball down the left field line the same way he just hit that ball down the right field line.
Already 4 extra base hits for the Dodgers. They've led off each of the 3 innings with one.
Game 1, they couldn't buy an extra base hit.
All right. 2 for the game. 560 for the career. Up next, Carlos Beltran. 5 doubles away from him. Ball on Kyle Tucker. And of course, his pursuit of 3,000 hits. Anytime somebody's pursuing a milestone like that, see Clayton Kershaw last year, they don't talk about it, but it is an important one to Freddie. Freddie's talked about wanting to add another 2 years to what he currently has on contract. Caught at first by Sheets, back to second, not in time. And that would line up with a chance to reach those 3,000 hits. If he plays 4 more years, including this one, he'd need 142 hits per season. And he's gotten 142 hits 7 straight years. So again, you don't expect that you maintain your production fully, but if there is something that's sustainable, even as a hitter ages, it's the ability to get simply hits. 33 guys have 3,000 hits. The last one, Miguel Cabrera. And it seems like kind of a dying breed as averages have gone down, and the perceived value of just a simple hit diminishing in recent years. Slugging on base going up in appreciation. Ball and a strike on Pages. Throwback hitter in an era where there aren't too many of them.
I think the question for Freddie is not whether he's going to have the ability to do it. It's going to be health. I think his eye-hand coordination and his swing will hold up. It's just, can he stay healthy enough to get the at-bats to do it?
And do you feel like it's coming back around where we're going to see an influx of, I don't want to call him a bat to ball guy, but guys that value average?
Well, contact in premium games against premium pitchers is pretty important. So if you're thinking about winning a championship, you got to think about making contact and putting the ball in play.
And again, it's not just a simple decision. Guys are saying, I want to hit home runs and I don't care about getting hits. It's also the hardest time ever to get hits, or the way these pitches are moving and how fast they're moving.
And it's a lot of different pitchers. You're not seeing starters go 7, 8, 9 innings anymore. You're having your 3 at bats, sometimes off 3 different pitchers. And your fourth at bat is against the closer.
And then ultimately the payment structure, the reward structure, is what is going to dictate what guys go after. And these days the reward is for slug, for OPS, which is on base plus slug. Here goes Pages again, fouling off several pitches.
Dodgers have a lot of guys under control, making their money, and they can concentrate on just winning baseball instead of slug.
Another 1-2 pitch. Pages flies it to right field for Castellanos. Freeman will advance to third. And a word from Morongo.
Midland Live July 18th. Get tickets now. Morongo.
Dodgers are hitting the ball hard here tonight, no matter what. That line out was the 7th hard hit ball when Tucker lined out to first in just 3 innings. Getting it on the barrel.
Muncy did, doubling his first time. Ground ball right side. Sheets has it. He'll take it himself, and the Dodgers this time are able to capitalize on the leadoff double. Halfway to Jumbo Jacks for Shohei Ohtani. 3 strikeouts over the first 2 innings. He's retired the first 6 that he's faced. Padres yet to get a ball out of the infield. 7, 8, and 9 coming up here. Nick Castellanos leads off, swings and misses. Out in front of that first pitch sweeper.
Shohei shutting him out so far, and the Dodger pitching staff since the 3rd inning last night. 8 scoreless.
Drives right center. Tucker and Pages. It's Tucker to make the catch. I don't know if Pages ever saw it. And Tucker stabbed it at the last moment. 1 gone.
Andy Pages wants to catch everything.
Here's Laureano. Came off of the bench last night and put a good swing on it, trying to give the Padres the lead late in the game. But Teoscar Hernandez, one of the hidden plays of the game, went back on the ball, made an over-the-shoulder catch. Keep LA in front. Keep the bullpen spotless. That's the other part, the part we haven't talked about yet. Yeah, the offense came back, and the 9th inning was awesome, but 5 scoreless innings from a bullpen that has now gone 7 games in a row without allowing a run. Part of the team that was supposed to be the biggest weakness, part of the team that's been hit hardest by injuries. Seven straight games, 25 straight innings without giving up a run, and they got a new buddy out there, Eric Lauer. Two and 2. Lauer available tonight, but the plan is that he will start sometime next week. He'll maintain a 6-man rotation. What they want to avoid is getting into regular bullpen games. With the pen has suffered the injuries they've had, so in the short term they want to avoid it, and then they've also seen what kind of toll that can take on a staff as the season goes on. So Lauer helps solve that.
Tanner Scott has really stabilized the bullpen, because with Edwin Diaz down and Tanner Scott now pitching up to the ability that the Dodgers projected, that has really helped everybody else fall into roles.
Yeah, Dave was saying today he thinks that Tanner's the biggest reason why the pen is thriving despite all those injuries. Another 2-2. Another foul ball. Some long at-bats so far for the Padres, still trying to get their first base runner, but Ohtani with 1 out here in the 3rd, nearing 50 pitches.
He has leaned on the fastball and the sweeper to get his outs. 6 of the 7 outs on those 2 pitches.
Strikes him out. Eventually, Laureano watches it right down the middle. Sinker.
Sinker instead of the 4-seamer, but still hard stuff getting it done.
Just a second that he's thrown. And again, last couple starts, he's been 85% 4-seam sweeper. Put yourself in the hitter's shoes. You're thinking, okay, I can kind of zone in on those 2 pitches, but he's got 6 others, and then he'll pop them out at the most unexpected time. Got a strikeout or a ball on Freddie Fermin, and now ball 2. Eased it in there at 94. Lazy fly to left. Teoscar Hernandez will finish off another 1-2-3 inning. Perfect through 3. Shohei Ohtani. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. The real sourdough star is back at Carl's Jr. Get it for just $5.99 for a limited time. Back in San Diego, Dodgers dropped the first game, trying to win the next 2 to take the series. The first one against the Padres this year. Randy Vasquez, who's 5-1 this season, finds himself in a 2-0 hole as he takes the mound for the 4th. And the bottom of the Dodger order comes up. Will Smith will lead off. Smith got his first hit of the series his first time, slapping a pitch the other way. And he takes ball 1 from Vasquez. Top 2 pitchers for the Padres this year in the rotation. Both came over in the Juan Soto trade. Michael King we saw on Monday night. Vasquez was another one of those guys. And first couple of years right around league average for the Padres. Last year had some tough times, tough enough where he was sent down to AAA a couple different times. Started to take off once he came back up last year, and Yu Darvish took him under his wing. And it's been more about what he does between his starts. Yu's message to him has been that, look, it's not just about what you do on the mound. Think about the 4 days between. Your routine that you find there is where you're going to get your confidence, and that confidence is going to lead to those start days snowballing into more good things for you. Overthrows here, and the count evens 2-2 on Smith. It's a very young pitcher. Not talking about the fact he's 27, talking about the fact that when he was 19, he was still a catcher. Line to center field, right at Merrill for the first out. And an unsigned catcher at that. Yankee scout said to him, look, kid, I know you keep coming to all these tryouts, but the only thing good about you is your arm. You don't really receive well. You can't hit. Go spend a couple weeks seeing if you can turn yourself into a pitcher and come back and show me what you got. 2 weeks later, comes back, shows enough that the Yankee scout gives him $10 grand to sign. Hernandez checks on Merrill as well. Back-to-back pitches, back-to-back outs out there. He never pitched in his life. Then gets a $10 grand contract to start a pro career as a pitcher. Only real throwing experience he had, pitching experience he had, was playing the game called Vitia, which is street ball in the Dominican Republic, where they play with a plastic bottle cap. And he was the best of the Vitia pitchers. He would spin this thing like nobody's business. They called him the knife because of the way he'd make it cut. Kim with 2 out, takes strike 1. And it seems like that's not transferable, but he says all of his ability to spin a baseball comes from all those years spinning the bottle cap. The way he manipulates his wrist. And it's completely shaped who he is as a pitcher. This 1-1 to Kim. Into center field as well. This one, though, Bogarts. And the first 1, 2, 3 in the game for the 9th.
Celebrate Mexican Heritage Night, Tuesday, May 26th, presented by Hornitos. Purchase your special ticket pack today and receive an exclusive Mexican Heritage Night jersey. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Well, for the first time in his Dodger career, Ohtani's perfect once through the order and has a 2-0 lead to the last of the 4th.
He was on deck before this half inning started. He came out of the dugout with about 1:15 left on the clock and got his 6 warm-ups in. He didn't take all 8, but was ready on time.
Tatis leads off and takes strike 1. So perfect through 3 innings, but the Padres have made him work. Not had quite the swing and miss stuff that he normally does. A lot of foul balls.
Yeah, the Andujar bat was lengthy. Some of this pitch count has been made up by his spray pattern also, not just foul balls and long at bats by the Padres.
So yeah, perfect through 3, but wouldn't you agree probably the least sharp we've seen him in a few starts?
Yes, I would definitely. We've seen bouts of this, but not this long. He didn't like the way he landed there. That's the first aggressive bad landing I've seen. I've seen other ones where he was a little insecure about the landing, but this one was a slip.
Ball 3. And the first base runner for the Padres. Tatis leads off the 4th with a walk.
This will be the first pitch he's thrown from the stretch. It can be an odd feeling. I didn't like the fact that he was looking at his finger right there. He's got a little blister hot spot. It can be a strange feeling to throw your first pitch from the stretch when you haven't thrown one for 3 innings.
It's to Andujar. It's rolled to first. Freeman quickly pivots, goes to second. Good stretch by Betts. Says, let me do my own Freddie impression over here.
You've got footwork at second base, and you also had to have some glove work. Rookie trying to figure out which way to turn the glove to make sure he catches this. You see how he's almost run out of range as he goes with the backhand. If that ball's any wider, he's got to go the other way with the hand to catch it.
One away, Gavin Sheets climbs in. Heavy dose of splitters his first time. Sees a splitter on the first pitch right here. And ultimately struck out in a fastball. Gavin Sheets, who was dumped by the worst team in baseball, by the Chicago White Sox prior to last season. 2 years with the Padres, he's hit 30 home runs after signing a minor league contract, making the team with a big spring training, and entrenched at this point as their 3-hitter. Into left field with the first hit of the game for San Diego.
Does a good job fighting this one off, pulling his hands in. Didn't get it to the barrel. This was up near the label, but he does a nice job getting it in the air and just shoving it over there to left field.
Gavin Sheets has been on base 20 of his last 31 times up. Tying run aboard with one away. Here's Machado.
Star-studded at bat right here. Big part of the game.
Grounded out his first time. That's the first time Ohtani's retired Machado in the 4th matchup. Similar batted ball right here could end the inning. Driven towards the right field corner. Tucker back. It is foul.
It'll make your heart stop if you're standing on the mound. You don't have a good angle of it. Machado's got the best look.
One and one. Machado takes high.
Manny definitely in swing mode right here, trying to be a hero.
Oh boy. Left side, Muncy. Infield fly rule in effect. Ohtani got away with that one. 2 out.
And that's the scary part about this lineup, where they're half a game out of first and this guy's not hitting. And that pitch right there normally leaves the yard.
So it's up to Xander Bogaerts. For a lot of this season, he's been one of the bright spots for this offense, but he too has cooled off the last couple weeks. 1 for 8 in this series, below 200 the last month. And Duhart second. Sheets at first. Ohtani's first one to Bogaerts, misses. Padres trying to play to run with a conventional base hit for the first time in this series. All 5 runs coming off of 3 home runs. On 1-0, Bogaerts takes a strike.
It's a liberal strike.
Now Jackson Merrill's spot is due next, but Bryce Johnson is in the on-deck circle. And we noticed before Merrill went out defensively the last inning, he was talking with the trainer. Three and one. This is going to be 70 pitches, not yet through 4. In the air to center field, no big deal for Pages. 4 scoreless for Ohtani. 2-0 for the Dodgers. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. So Bryce Johnson does officially come in for Jackson Merrill in center field. Johnson to be due up to lead off the 5th. It's Ohtani to start the 5th for the Dodgers, and he takes a ball from Vasquez. Take a look at Jackson Merrill as at bat in the 2nd inning, wincing after this swing. Shrugging off that shoulder. And now Ohtani's the one feeling the pain.
Right toe. Rather it be right than left with a right-handed pitcher.
Home run on the first pitch of the ball game. Fly out in the 2nd. Takes a sinker for a strike. 1-2. Dodgers have more extra base hits in this game than they do swings and misses. 4 extra base hits, only 3 swings and misses against Randy Vasquez. Old Randy, that would have been not that surprising, but Vasquez has increased his swing and miss percentage more than any starter in baseball. Ohtani leaves this one up, and it's 2-2. Vasquez went from the lowest whiff rate in baseball to league average. He's home with a 2-2. Ohtani takes ball 3. Full count. Dodgers seeing him for the 3rd time. He's actually been more difficult on hitters as he's gotten to 3rd time through the order. Ohtani takes ball 4 just downstairs. One other little piece of evidence here on Jackson Merrill. This is his attempt on the first pitch of the game to rob Ohtani of the home run. Goes up there and immediately starts wrenching his back after that. Three times on the injured list last year. Had an ankle issue, had a hamstring issue, suffered a concussion. And the Padres will hold their breath as he leaves the game here. The ball on Betts. He's returned from his injury. 0 for 2 today, 5 for 32 since coming back.
4 out of 5 innings. The Dodgers have gotten the leadoff hitter on all the way around. Shohei doesn't run usually on the days that he pitches. That is a rarity. You don't really need to check on him. Just make him stop when he goes out for his lead.
Foul grounded first. Gavin Sheets sizing up that wall, leaning into the net, but can't get it. It's been a common sight. Ohtani on base. Bonnie Peralta's already warming in the bullpen. 6 games on this road trip. This is the 17th time that Ohtani's reached. And we're only a week removed from daily questions about when's he going to fix it? What is wrong? Look out, ball 2.
They upped the rest quotient with Ohtani and some subtle posture adjustments as far as the batting stance. And it has gotten him on a roll. .71 pitches. If Mookie gets on, he might not be longed for the game. Vasquez could be on his last hitter.
A couple lefties after this, Freeman and Tucker. Lefty Peralta's ready. Walks Betts. Back-to-back free passes open up this 5th. Well, instead of Craig Stammen, it's Ruben Niebla, the pitching coach. And so he'll face at least one of these left-handers in Freddie Freeman, who's doubled twice against him. Before he bats, we get a word from Jack in the Box.
Get my new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal for a chance to win $75,000. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Freddie Freeman has snapped that 0 for 16 with 4 extra base hits his last 6 times up.
This Dodger lineup starting to get more and more dangerous. Ohtani going well. Freddie starting to get hot. Freddie'd like to get a little better against lefties. He's glad the righty's still on the mound. Left-handers he's hitting .217. Right-handers he's hitting .260.
Well, the Dodgers have a chance to win this series, even though they're 2 for 21 with runners in scoring position. They've rolled the long ball, the big sacrifice fly last night. 2 on, nobody out. Vasquez to Freeman. Freddie had 5 extra base hits this month going into yesterday. 4 last 2 games. It's got Ohtani at second and Betts at first after their walks. Grounded to second. Tatis to second 1 and dropped by Bogarts. They'll say it was dropped on the transfer. Chance at a double play goes through the window. And man, you got a struggling pitcher out there in Vasquez, wanting any help he can get. Tailor-made double play that they don't turn.
Two out and a man on third. You still in the game, and now you're getting taken out because that ball didn't get turned into a double play.
Vasquez, who comes into this game 5-1 with an ERA below 3. Run in the first, run in the second, 2 runners aboard. His responsibility as Kyle Tucker gets ready to bat against Wandy Peralta.
Join us for Dave Roberts bobblehead night. That's going to be on May 25th, presented by Toyo Tires, to celebrate the legendary manager. Big guy deserves it. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
You deserve this toy with a giant head.
He deserves to be celebrated.
Wandy Peralta comes in. Veteran in his 3rd season with the Padres, his 11th major league year, and having a good one. On to face Kyle Tucker here in a 2-0 game that feels like the Dodgers have a bigger lead than that, but looking for some insurance. Ball on Tucker. Set the table with a pair of walks in this inning, and now they look for the first hit from Tucker of the series, although he absolutely destroyed the ball his last time. Good play by Sheets at first to catch it.
That was right after Freddie Freeman double and hit it to the correct side of the field just with no luck.
He's homered against Peralta before.
Dodgers 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position in this game already. 2 for 22 in the series, but they still are looking like they got a chance to win 2 out of 3.
On a 1-1, Tucker takes just outside. Fermin thought about a challenge but didn't. Swing pitch on the count right there. Tucker ahead, 2-1. Ohtani at third. Freeman at first. Count evens on Tucker. Shohei's been out there a long time. Started this inning with a walk. And still out there, ready to resume his shutout on the mound. Two on, 1 out, 2-2 pitch. Counts full.
I wish sometimes Shohei would go old school when he's on the bases and ask for a jacket.
That'd be awesome.
Maybe in the colder weather in the end. October days, you never know.
Tucker this time finds a hole. Ohtani's in to score. Freeman first to third. Castellanos throws late. 3-0. Dodgers in front. Tucker's first hit of the series knocks in Ohtani.
Another line drive to the right side, but this one doesn't get caught. Another good piece of hitting. Pulled the hands in, got the barrel to it.
And does it against a lefty. Big part of the value that he's brought through the years. One of the best lefty-lefty hitters in the game.
Well, Freddie didn't get thrown out at third situationally, and with Ohtani out on the bases, just barely getting to the dugout.
Go in there and get some rest. Pages. think what makes Padres' at bat against Miller last night that much more impressive is that he's slumping right now. He's not feeling his best. Average down to 291. It had been above 300 all year prior to Monday. Up the middle, Tatis will go to second for one. Bogarts to first in time. Double play. Dodgers going to say hang on. They'll take a look at this because it would mean a run. Bang, bang, but I think they got him. Yep, they say play on. Dodgers, though, add on. 3-0, halfway home. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes since 1954. Back in San Diego at Petco Park, the Dodgers with single runs in the first, the second, and the fifth, and Ohtani getting some mound work done right here. We noticed that he didn't love the footing on a couple of his pitches last inning. The other nice thing is that this buys him a little extra time to catch his breath.
His landing spot and Vasquez's landing spot didn't match up very well, and I think that's why he was struggling. So they have remade the mound now. Put in some of the moist clay and just tamp it down, even it out, and you can dig out a little bit for your footing.
70 pitches through 4. Well, he's given up just one hit, one walk. It's been a struggle's not the word, but it's been a bit of a grind for him.
Definitely been a grind that the Padres have put on him, and he has put on himself with his spray pattern. A little rotational, losing his breaking stuff to his arm side and pulling his fastball to his glove side.
Bryce Johnson, first at bat of the series, checking in for Jackson Merrill, who leaves with an injury. Johnson just 185. Limited time this year. Castellanos, Floriano will follow.
Shohei just 7 for 15 on first pitch strikes. He is below average on the year, below average, big league average tonight. Doing a pretty good job, though, with an ERA below 1.
Yeah. Off the hands, shallow center. That'll find a hole. Bloop single for Bryce Johnson off of the bench. It's only the 4th hit that Ohtani's given up to a leadoff hitter all year. Johnson on, Castellanos up. Fouls back the first one. Castellanos, 4 seasons in Philadelphia. Went to the World Series in his first year. All-Star in his second season. Last year, not good performance on the field, and things devolved off of the field for him in the clubhouse. A lot of the qualities that when he's hitting are endearing and looked at as strengths, you know, his brashness, his edge, his attitude. When you're not hitting, those aren't viewed as favorably. And then the breaking point came in a game in Miami last year. Hope that Bruce Ruckman's okay here. The Phillies are playing in Miami, and Rob Thompson had been taking Castellanos out late in games, defensive sub, nothing really new. But on this particular occasion, he was really not happy about it. And his way to show that was he came back into the dugout after he'd been taken out, went back into the clubhouse, came back into the dugout with an open beer. and sitting in there in the dugout yelling at Rob Thompson and the coaches while sipping on that beer to send a message that, hey, you're going to take me out, I'm going to be out. I'm going to sit and chill over here. And kind of downhill from there. Phillies tried to trade him. Wound up not really having any takers. Cut him loose. Padres get him basically for free. He said that he's learned from that, not to let his emotions spiral to the point where he does something like that. He also said that he thinks that it was the first time in his life where baseball really started to feel like a job. Philadelphia, that market can tend to do that to you. His fans are tough, expect a lot. So sign that big contract there. But folks around him have, and he's even touched on this a little bit, indicated that that came with some hesitation and soon after some regret. Now, that's not necessarily where he wanted to be. I think that the hope had been that he would be in Miami, which is his hometown, but the Marlins at that point weren't willing to spend. There was an offer there, not close though to what the Phillies had offered. There goes Johnson from first, and a base hit to right. Hit and run, first and third, nobody out.
Good piece of hitting here, keeping his hands inside and pushing it with the barrel to the right side through the big vacated hole. You can see how much room is over there. Shoot a very large gap.
After the Padres went the first 3 innings without a base runner, they've had 2 men on the last 2, and here nobody out. Tying run at the plate, Laureano. Long at bat his first time before striking out. 9th pitch though. Bouncing ball to Ohtani. He's got Johnson hung up, adjusts and goes to second to get Castellanos. Once Johnson started to scamper back to the bag with his speed.
That is well done by Shohei. Sometimes you immediately just want to go to second and not give up the run, but you sacrifice the run to get the double play. But he decided, you know what? I'll get one, bluff him back, get the lead runner.
So still nothing across for San Diego, and now it's the 9-hitter for Mean. Fly out his first time, over his last 12, and a .265 hitter for his career is down to 151. Swing and a miss. Good sweeper. Try to get him to go a little bit wider, but he wouldn't. Tatis is on deck.
Shohei looking for the strikeout right here, the double play ball. Couple good more pitches. Yeah, he's learned to lay off of it. Might have to go with something else.
Two on, 1 out. 2-1. There goes Laureano. No throw from Smith. This was a strike. 2-2. And now looking for that strikeout.
I think he goes back to the sweeper. That or a high fastball to get a swing and miss.
Was the sweeper, but it wasn't close enough.
Ever since the first one, which was the best one, he's been very careful with that pitch.
And he's letting the home plate umpire, Bruce Streckman, know that he's going to be working from the windup here. avoiding the balk. Making sure nothing is lost in translation. Same page.
Letting the base umpires know too, Dreckman.
3-2 on the 9-hitter. A lot of deep counts in this game for Ohtani, who has tiptoed his way to 4 1/3 scoreless. Guess he's actually saying, I'm going to work from the stretch. He walked him to load the bases for Tatis.
It's odd because he was already in the stretch before the stolen base.
Tanner Scott starts to warm. That would lead you to believe this would be, if it continues here, beyond these two hitters, Tatis and Andujar. Scott for Gavin Sheets. 87 pitches through 4 1/3. The guy's gone 6 full innings in every start this year.
Well, the spray pattern has been off. He hasn't hit the windows that he normally hits as far as fooling the hitter with the same trajectory and different pitches coming out. Whiff percentage tonight is down off of his normal. He's only right around 25% swing and miss percentage. On the season, he's over 30.
All right, so he's talking again there with Bruce Dreckman about what he's going to do here. The base is loaded. Now he's in the windup. And a nod to Tatis. Ground out and a walk. Ground ball to short. That's the second one. Ken to first, 2 and 5 scoreless for Shohei Ohtani. Wow, he walks the high wire in this one and keeps the Padres off of the board.
The first 40,000 fans will take home the Yamamoto Game 7 Last Out bobblehead. That'll be on May 27th. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Ohtani roaring after the double play gets him out of the bases loaded jam. Love it when you see him boil over.
You know what's inside when all of a sudden it comes out like that.
There's this regal stoicness to him 98% of the time. The other 2% of the time you can't help but smile watching him let that passion that you know he's got come to the surface. Dodgers up 3-0. Max Muncy takes high from Wandy Peralta. The lineup that has 5 left-handers in it. Wandy Peralta, a good guy for the Padres to have tonight. Muncy 1 for 2, doubled and scored his first time. Here launches a fly ball to right center. Yeah, Castellanos will settle under for the first out. Edgardo Enriquez. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Padres. What do you think? Is the end of the line for Ohtani then? Enriquez coming in?
I think it is. I don't think Enriquez is going to be up and then be shut down. I think you get him hot to get him in. Been working a lot lately.
Smith with one away. That one wraps around the back door. It was hard work for Ohtani tonight.
Yeah.
88 pitches, but not every pitch created equal. Those are 88 pretty stressful pitches. Smith corks a liner that's caught by Bogarts.
And I'll guarantee you, Shohei, with his spray pattern the way it was, he did not have the rhythm that he wanted. So the efficiency onto his body was not there tonight. Those pitches were strenuous. When you don't have your rhythm and your spray pattern is off, there's a lot more physical work going out there to throw the ball.
Teoscar Hernandez are 2 out. You think that's part of what we saw there, that emotion at the end? I just did this. I just got through 5 even though I didn't have it.
Yep. And the fight. He had to fight to get through all of that, and accomplished his goal. Got a big-time hitter out that hit it hard, but Mookie and Kim turned the double play for him, and they were just as excited as he was, turning it for him. A really good team moment.
I don't mean to make a hero out of the guy for getting through 5 innings, but 5 scoreless innings against a rival on a night where it's probably the worst the command's been this year.
Yeah, where you really don't have it at your level.
Oh yeah, and he's homered. Close miss, ball 3. Hernandez has a sacrifice fly in this game and a fly out to center. Ball 4. Here's the I don't know, twice a month reminder that we can't see the strike zone on our screen. So if you're like, yeah, obviously ball 4, idiot, we see it's out of the box. We don't get to see that box up here. I don't know. Was it a strike?
I don't know. Ask the people at home.
Tell me at home, folks. Strike on Kim.
Here's the mystery pitch.
Would have been nice to see that in real time. One and one on Kim, who is 1 for 2. Reasoning for that is just baseball making sure that there are no possible ways for teams to see that and then challenge based on it. I just don't know how that's possible. The hitter has
you have very little time. Yeah. What are you going to be, a quick yell or a light out in the outfield that goes on and you got to quick touch your helmet?
Let's get a mirror out there. We can shine a light off of the mirror into the hitter's eyes. Way back when, early days in Brooklyn, they had a sign, sign out in the outfield. It was dogs' eyes, and they could raise the eyelids up and down. Intricate system to deliver balls and strikes, or to deliver pitch signs. 3-2 on Kim. Ohtani waits on deck in a 3-0 game. Dodgers looking for their 7th win out of their last 8. Outscoring opponents 48-10 in that time. How about the pitching? 8 games, 10 runs. To second, and Tatis has got to hurry and does to finish off the top of the 6th. First pitch of the ball game, Shohei Ohtani did that. And then 5 scoreless innings, strikes out 4, pitches around traffic, battles throughout a long at-bats in this game, and finishes off the 5 scoreless by getting out of the bases loaded jam with a double play. Now the call to the bullpen is brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. Edgardo Enriquez comes on. As part of the Dodger pen last night, 5 scoreless innings for the pen. He had 1 1/3 of that.
15 pitches, 10 strikes. Back out there again tonight. 5 guys plus Ohtani have shut down this Padre lineup for 11 innings and only 6 hits.
2, 3, and 4, and Duhar, a fastball for a strike. It's been a good run here for Enriquez. We talk about Tanner Scott being the biggest reason the pen has thrived. Enriquez quietly 4 consecutive scoreless outings and has given up just 1 base runner over those 4. Nasty. Man, you pair those pitches.
He's just looking for consistency on that pitch, and to get it to go down like that is something that he hasn't done very much of. He's done a little bit more of kind of the flat one that looks like a fastball away and then moves a little too early. But if you can get that one that goes straight down, it's going to be devastating in combination with this fastball right there. That pitch is so good, he should just try and land it down the middle. It's that good. He does not need to hit the corner with it right now. Even tonight we saw Ohtani. He knows how good his sweeper is. Ohtani will just throw the sweeper and just like throw it right down the middle, and hitters just kind of blink through it because of the electric fastball that Ohtani has at 98 to 100 miles an hour. Maybe, you know, he's got other pitches, but this slider of his, well, you could just throw it right down the middle and then let the bottom drop out of it. Like that.
Perfect, huh?
Exactly. Right on cue. I mean, that thing is just like a really super hard split finger. Right down the middle and take the depth. You can tell them it's coming, and that is hard to hit, that pitch.
Is it a little bit like jumping into the pool without floaties for the first time, though? Like, are you sure I can put it right there?
It is. It is. You know, sometimes we make this game too complicated as pitchers. You know, in your mind, it's like low and away. That's 2 goals. It's really hard. Just do, if the pitch is good, just do low or just do away. But don't do both. It'll execute both, but you don't have to try for both. That's when you overthrow. That's when you pull it. That's when you do things that are not natural.
Cheats. Take strike 2.
His fastball, he should go for high or low, in or out. It's elite. He doesn't need both. Both will just happen. But clear the mechanism like they do in the baseball movie and just let it go. High at 102. Hit that. Now throw the slider that starts knee high anywhere on the plate, and the bottom drop out of it.
Fly to right field. Kyle Tucker. 2 out.
That slider about as bad as he can throw it.
Yeah.
To the sweetest part of Sheets' swing. And he still had him out in front, semi off the end, and a routine out.
Two up and 2 down for Enriquez. Not just the 5 scoreless innings for the bullpen last night, but just 1 hit over those 5 innings. Dominating stuff. Machado 0 for 2. 1-0-2.
And Will is sitting up right down the middle. That pitch right there, his target was low and right down the middle. Same thing here.
Back to Henriquez. Tremendous athlete. For most of his life, a catcher. Man, oh man, is he blossoming into something as a pitcher. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. 1 in the first, 2nd, and 5th. 3-0, top of the 7th. Joe, Orel, and Kirsten back here at Petco Park. The Dodgers going for the series win, dropping the first game 1-0, coming back to win last night 5-4. Top of the order, and Ohtani against Yuki Matsui. Ohtani in his career against Matsui, 4 for 10, 3 doubles and a home run. He's missed most of this season with a groin injury, just his 5th outing. 30-year-old from Japan, home with a 1-0. There's a strike. First pitch of this ball game, Orel.
He was all over it. fastball, slightly up, slightly in. He got it done right away.
Giving himself the run support. Has not gotten a ton of that. Off balance, sends this one into shallow center field for Bogaerts. And twilight time here in San Diego with the earlier start time. One away in the 7th. Be nice to give Mookie Betts a good feeling coming out of this series. Walked his last time, but just 1 for 10.
Playing some slick defense. Was excited to turn the double play to get Shohei out of his jam.
Dodgers go from here to Milwaukee and take on a Brewers team that just swept the Cubs at Wrigley. Cubs had won 15 games in a row at Wrigley Field. Milwaukee sweeps them 5-0 today, the final. Kyle Harrison's been awesome in his first season with the Brewers. He improves to 5-1 with a 1.77. Good news for the Dodgers is they're not going to see Harrison and they're not going to see the Miz. So they missed the top 2 pitchers for the Brewers. 16-5 Milwaukee is the last 21 games. This is a trip that'll test LA right here through San Diego and now Milwaukee. Fly ball deep left center. Laureano on the run. Track wall off the warning track. Betts cruises into second with a double.
There's some of that good feeling Mookie's been looking for and the fans have been looking for him. When you're hitting under 200, you start to need some hits when you have his kind of resume and back of the baseball card.
Three to nothing, top of the 7th, and Freddie Freeman, who's added 2 more doubles tonight after the 2 home runs last night. Left side of the infield wide open. I saw him eyeing it there in that close-up.
Especially against a lefty, trying to stay back and read the difference between fastball and breaking ball. And in staying back, that'll slow his swing choice down just a little bit, be able to shoot it over there.
There goes Betts from second. Throw to third is in time. Mookie's still looking for his first stolen base of the year. 0 for 2.
He tried to go to the outside part of the bag. If he goes directly at the bag, he might have been safe.
One of the best in the business back there in Fermin. And so just like that, Matsui's a strike away from getting out of this inning. Here's his 0-2 to Freddie Freeman. Count evens 2-2. That's that for the Dodgers in the 7th. Stand and stretch. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Sit and Sleep. Happy 65th birthday to former Dodger Ralph Bryant, former first-round pick of the Dodgers, who played parts of 3 seasons with you all in the mid-'80s and then went to Japan, where he was a legend, won an MVP over there, won 3 home run titles, hit 250 home runs in Japan. Debuted in one of your starts at Shea Stadium. You said you have a memory of him hitting at Shea Stadium.
In Shea Stadium in right center, there was a tower that had both lineups, and it was probably about 5 stories high, 6 stories high, and he hit over halfway up that tower, which is long behind the Big Apple that used to come out of the monument when they'd hit a home run. It's one of the farthest home runs I've ever seen hit.
Bogaerts takes in the dirt from Blake Trinan. He had 8 home runs in his parts of 3 seasons. Only played 79 Major League games, did Bryant. 8 home runs in those 79 games, more than 250 in Japan. Scoreless 6th inning for Henriquez. Trinan facing 5, 6, and 7. 26 1/3 scoreless innings in a row for the Dodger bullpen. It's the longest scoreless streak for the bullpen this century. One and 2 on Bogaerts. Got to go back to 1998 when they had a 33 inning scoreless streak.
It's impressive when you say this century, but then I think it's 26 years. But yeah, still, it sounded impressive.
It is this century, and it is a quarter century since it's been that good. Eric Lauer getting ready for what will be his Dodger debut. Bogaerts down on a nasty sinker from Trinan. Hadn't been able to get that slider dialed in. Good to see him having the sinker get a swing and a miss.
Yeah, this one's got some depth. That's another one of those pitches coming out of the bullpen where you can tell them what's coming and it's hard to hit.
Trying to face 4 hitters last night. Retired 2 of them, but gave up a hit and a walk. And there you go, 1998. Bunted to third by Johnson. Muncy gets him. Had to be perfect and was.
Max's exchange and his throwing has gotten so much better. The improvement is off the charts. And in doing that, his baseball clock just looks like it is right on now.
How about those ranks among third basemen?
Fantastic.
And he's leading the team in home runs. It's like an all-star case. 2 outs. Castellanos takes strike 1 from Trinan. Muncy's been an all-star twice. Hasn't gone, though, in 5 years. Taking a look at his competition, third base competition. One and 2 on Castellanos. Arenado is the closest when it comes to OPS, but Muncy #1 in the majors in OPS among third basemen.
Do it for the children. He wants to go to the All-Star game so his kids can experience it.
It's like the children are into Muncy. Huh? Well, his kids are.
His kids.
2 and 2 on Castellanos.
Dad wants to be in the All-Star game and hang out with his kids there.
It's like, do you like kids? Well, I like my kids. I love kids.
You got 2 outs and 2 strikes. You better get.
There's nothing else. Perfect time for that.
Just let that one lay there.
Don't you get the kids thinking I don't like them. Driven to right center field. Tucker to the gap. He's got it. And Blake Treinen's got a 1-2-3 7th. I love the kids.
Tonight on the next episode of Backstage Dodgers, relief pitcher Will Klein shows off his love for Magic the Gathering, plus guitar lessons with Mookie Betts as he takes us inside his latest hobby. That is tonight, Backstage Dodgers, after the postgame show.
Kyle Tucker starts the 8th for LA. Knocked in the latest of their 3 runs. Home run in the first from Ohtani. Double from Muncy in the second, and then came in to score on a sac fly from Teoscar Hernandez. And then Tucker knocked in Ohtani in the 5th.
Dodgers couldn't scratch out an extra base hit in game 1 of this series, but the 2 games since, 10 extra base hits with 3 home runs.
And this is starting to take shape of a mini 2024 division series. You know, the Padres had a 2-1 series lead, didn't score the rest of the series. In this series, they won the first game, led game 2 4-2, but haven't scored since. 2-1, Tucker. Check swing foul, 2-2. Yeah, anytime I think about that, think about how close it was to ending before this whole thing got started.
Yeah, playoff baseball is very edgy. You get 2 good teams on the same field. You can be the thinnest of margins. Just look at the World Series with Toronto. But you're right, to get the string going, the nerves, and you're on the edge of your seat the whole time.
Leadoff walk for Tucker, or is it? Challenge from Freddie Fermin, powered by T-Mobile.
Call the ball, the catcher's challenging.
But it was a ball. Fermin's been one of the worst.
1 challenge left.
Fermin's been one of the worst at challenging. Last night he had one right, and that snapped a skid of 6 incorrect challenges in a row from him. So make it 7 of the last 8 incorrect. Buzzer sound. Pages. Twice has bounced into double plays in this game.
Time for him to get one in the air to left field. Left center gap.
I was saying earlier how Dave Roberts said he's just tougher than most. And he said if there was any doubt about that, that was erased the way he handled things in the World Series last year. Getting benched for game 6 and 7, still being ready to do what he did in the 9th inning. And then bigger picture what he's done this year following that. This very veteran, serious team. You could make a good case that nobody is more serious than the youngest dude right here.
He would win the most serious face contest.
And I don't know that he's necessarily hiding this big jovial personality either.
It's kind of fun when you see it come out of Ohtani and that double play ball and stuff. So you know the fire burns bright inside his belly. But this one, yeah, you for sure know he's competitive.
he loses the serious face contest. Although right now, pretty serious look from Teo. Under the 1-2, Matsui to Pages is flexed foul. Talk about being this close to it all ending 2 years ago. How about this close when it comes to Andy Pages? That close to being an angel. He was in a trade that had been agreed to. Jock Peterson, Ross Stripling, and Andy Pages to the Angels for Luis Rengifo and a couple of minor leaguers. Last thing that had to happen, just some roster reorganization, was for the Dodgers to finalize the Mookie Betts deal. And while they were waiting for that to happen, just formalities, Artie Moreno said enough waiting and dealing with the Dodgers and pulled the plug on it. Full count on Pages. Same deal as last night. This is going to be the 9th pitch. Stuff is a little different.
This could show some of his maturity here, though, because he's not getting many hits. Does he go out of the strike zone here, or does he pass the baton and take the walk?
Chases, strike 3.
And that's a guy who wants to hit no matter where the pitch is.
One on, one out. Here's Muncy.
That's only the Dodgers' 6th swing and miss. Second, holy smokes, what a broadcaster's jinx. 7 swings and misses, 52 swings.
More hits than whiffs. So you saw Lauer warming, but now Kyle Hurt has replaced him. Lauer's taking a seat. Yeah, it looks like Hurt's ready to go for the 8th. 8-9-1 coming up for San Diego. 1-1 to Muncy in the dirt.
That might have just been a little exercise. Not really getting ready for the game.
Getting ready for a start, which likely would come during the Rockies series next week. It was awesome last year for the Blue Jays. Great in the postseason. Really struggled so far this year, but the Dodgers feel like they have identified a couple things that they can help him.
They're very good locksmiths. They can unlock some stuff.
Make me die for nothing. They have that reputation widespread now that they are the locksmiths too. So you got to figure he gets pulled in and finds out he's been traded and he hears where. He's like, awesome.
Not only really good information, but really good communicators.
Muncy draws the walk, second of the inning.
With a foundation in the organization of they really want you to be comfortable and be yourself. They don't try to mold you into something that you're going to push against. They try and prove to you what you need to change, and they do it in a way that you are willing to do it.
Going to get a pitching change here. In addition to those 8 hits, the Dodgers now have 6 walks in this game. They lead it 3-0 with 2 on and 1 out in the 8th. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Back in San Diego, Dodgers 3, Padres nothing. Looking for more here in the top of the 8th. Ron Marinaccio faced one hitter last night, struck him out. He faced Teoscar Hernandez, finished off the 9th inning when Mason Miller fell shy of the finish line, and he's on here to face Will Smith. Tucker at second, Muncy at first. They both walked. Smith tonight 1 for 3. He got his first hit of the series, and then one of the outs was encouraging. Pulled one sharply. Bogarts made a nice play on the line drive at short. Strike 2. Bouncing ball towards the middle. Tatis hustles to the bag. Heck of a play by Fernando Tatis Jr. Third double play the Dodgers have bounced into in this game. It stays 3-0. Middle 8th. As always, after the game, it's Access Sportsnet Dodgers presented by Mercury Insurance. Shohei Ohtani tonight, 5 scoreless innings on the mound, a leadoff home run at the plate. Also walked, scored another run. Kyle Hurt, somebody who's emerged in that bullpen, not just taking a chance and doing well with it, but dominating. Gave up a run in his first game, has not allowed a run since. Ramon Laureano lifts the first one down the right field line. That will find the seat. Strike 1.
You look at that minuscule 156 batting average. That's 95% of the pitches he throws are a fastball or a changeup. He will mix in a slider about 5% of the time, just as kind of a show-me pitch or a surprise pitch.
Punch to right field, a leadoff hit for Laureano. That's a rare hit against that fastball. It's been the best swing and miss fastball in the sport this year.
Padres at the bottom of their order. You don't want to let these 8 and 9 hitters get on and then set it up for the top of the order. That's the way you get back into a game. That's the way this scoreboard is mounted for the Dodgers at 3-0.
4 hits for the Padres, all of them singles. They've not scored in a way other than with a home run in this series. There's a changeup dancing in there for strike 1. And then the fastball. It has good spin rate, rising illusion, but it also comes out of what hitters describe as a tough slot to see, like almost like the ball's jumping out of his shoulder. There's some deception there with it, in addition to it being rising, feeling like it is. Throws it almost 2/3 of the time, which is almost unheard of these days. Change up to finish off Fermin. Seven for the Dodgers and Jumbo Jacks for the off day. Up to the top in Tatis. Tonight has been this season for the Padres. Top 5 hitters in the lineup, 1 for 14. And then Jackson Merrill down in the 6th spot leaves with an injury. For Tatis, the 2 outs tonight on the ground. That remains the problem for a guy who continues to hit the ball as hard as anybody. Just on the ground more than anybody. On a 1-1 from Hurt. Into the ground again. Muncy, bare hand, and then, oh boy, popped out of his hand into shallow right field. Leads to just 90 more. First and third with 1 out, and the tying run coming up.
There could be a little moisture on the grass, or it could have just been to a point where he didn't get a good grip, but this definitely slips out of his hand. Take a look here. In the 2 fingers. I don't know what happened there, because it looked like it stayed in his hand, almost like he hooked it.
Maybe changed his mind about even trying to throw.
Exactly. Yep, he definitely was. You're right, Joe. Tatis was so close to first base, he was trying to eat it.
One of the rare chances in this game, and who's the guy that's been their top hitter up, Andujar. Challenges this first pitch strike.
The pitch is called a strike. The batter is challenged.
T-Mobile. He'll lose it.
Pitch is a strike. San Diego is out of challenges.
Padres out of challenges. And it's 0-1 on Andujar. Home run in the first game of this series was all the offense in a 1-0 Padres win. Homered again yesterday. On the 0-1 from Hurt. Grounds one to short. Mookie Betts. 6, 4, 3. Shutout intact. Second time the Padres have put a man at the doorstep, and a double play has gotten the Dodgers out of it. What a series this has been. Dodgers and Padres, tight games in all 3. 1-0 San Diego in the first game, 5-4 Dodgers in game 2, and they lead game 3 3-0 as we move along to the 9th inning. Glad you're with us. Joe Davis, Earl Hershiser, Kirsten Watson. It's been so much fun these few games. Task Hernandez started the 9th for LA, 8-9-1 against Marinaccio. Sheets, Machado, Bogarts, 2 up for the Padres. And Will Klein has started to throw. Got his first career save last night. Could be looking for 2 in a row. Flowers throwing again, but it looks like just doing a little work.
Yeah, a little sim game, and they probably told him to hold on and don't put your work in until we're sure that we're going to have enough pitching for this game in case they needed him for an emergency. So I think he's been up like 3 times simulating some innings.
Two and 2 on Teos. Got a sacrifice fly and a walk. High drive. Forget about it. How far would it go? Second deck. Teoscar Hernandez. Forget about your save chance, Will Klein. It's 4-0. He killed that ball.
He sure did. That is officially a big fly. First at bat, the sac fly to right field. Then he went to center field on a routine fly ball. He walked in his last at bat, and after this swing, he can walk around the bases if he wants.
7 solo shots on this game. First pitch of the ball game from Shohei Ohtani. And leading off the 9th from Teoscar Hernandez. Average above 360 the last 12 games for Teoscar. Spent a lot of singles. Good to see him get into a ball like that.
In game 1, we saw the Dodger lineup get a lot of juicy pitches like that, but they couldn't capitalize on it. Well, Teoscar got one there, and he did. You got the tough face in front of the smiling face with the 2 compadres.
The training staff out to take a look at Freddie Fermin. Padres are off tomorrow. They welcome in Sacramento this weekend. Dodgers travel to Milwaukee tomorrow. Start the 3-game series with the Brewers on Friday. Justin Robleski goes on Friday night. Logan Henderson counters for the Brewers. It's one of the youngest pitching staffs in baseball. How about this offensive production last couple days for LA? 11 extra base hits in these 2 games. Sasaki and Robert Gasser on Saturday, and then Yamamoto and Brandon Sproat on Sunday. Different start times, all those games. 4:40 on Friday, LA time. 4:15 Saturday, 11:10 Sunday. Make your plans accordingly. These scores hold. This score holds. It'll be 2 of the top 3 teams in the National League by records. Braves, Dodgers, Brewers. Hooked down the right field line, but foul.
Another series where you can get the natural adrenaline flowing. Team you might see in the playoffs.
Did see last year. The National League Championship Series. And it's the same deal for the Brewers. Nobody giving them a chance coming into the year. How does this roster win? Well, at this point, don't ask questions. Just assume that they will. Kim slaps it to left. Laureano tracks it down. I know you like that swing, though, from Kim, right?
I liked it a lot. I love the fact that if he can keep the front side in a little bit more and use the opposite field with his speed. More contact, put pressure on the defense. I think it'll be a higher average and more production.
Fifth time up there tonight for Ohtani. Home run and a walk. A couple of runs scored. On base 8 of his last 12 times at the plate. And won't have the discussion about does he or does he not hit the day after his start, because you get the off day. Like to have it that way anytime they can, because obviously the best lineup includes Ohtani.
Means he would have to pitch on Sundays or Wednesdays a lot of times. Not sure how much he enjoys day games.
Got to get that sleep.
Exactly. He started the hit parade today. 1 pitch, home run. Every Dodger but Padres has a hit in this game. But we will forgive Andy since he won the game last night with the sac fly.
And carried the offense for the first month and a half.
Yep.
It's a matter of time before the big guys got going, and they've started to. Ohtani now on a 7-game tear. Freddie Freeman 4 extra base hits the last 2 days. Tucker quietly has gotten it going lately. Still waiting for him to really get hot. Strike 3 on Ohtani. Mookie Betts still working his way back from the injury.
Teoscar a lot of singles with that bomb.
And for Mookie, a double his last time. A little bit outside. Betts ahead 2-1.
Looking to go 2 for 4 with a walk. That would be a nice night for Mookie. 1 for 3 with 2 walks and a double be okay too. Takes a fastball away like that in a hitter's count, you know he was probably looking inside. It was too far away.
Ground ball, diving stop, Bogarts. Throw not in time, and there's the second hit. He's saying you better not to his old Red Sox buddy.
Mookie got something on the inner half and pulled it in the 6 hole. Didn't get all the way through, but got through enough.
And he can still run even though he's heavier than he's ever been.
Two for 4 with a walk.
Good night.
Good night to build on.
Freddie trying to build on his already 2 doubles. Caught by Tatis. And it sends us to the bottom of the 9th. The Dodgers tack on. Teoscar Hernandez leaving no doubt. That swing, that sound crashes into the upper deck. Well, the first time that either of these teams had any kind of breathing room at this stage of the ball game. A couple 1-run games the first 2 nights. 4-0 though for the Dodgers here as Will Klein comes in. Got his first career save last night. And with the home run from Teoscar Hernandez, doesn't have an opportunity to get another, but still looking for the last 3 outs of this ball game.
Came into this series knowing that the Padre offense was not that good, but they won game 1 very tightly. Dodgers squeaked out game 2, and now the Dodgers have this one in hand. Just try and get 3 more outs. The whole series, the Padres have only put 9 guys in scoring position. 9 at bats with runners in scoring position. 0 for 9, not 1 hit. 0 for 5 tonight.
Gavin Sheets leading off. After the bullpen last night went 5 scoreless, looking to go 4 scoreless tonight. So far 8 innings, no runs on 3 hits. Fly ball center field. Andy Pages. 1 away in the 9th.
Shohei's ERA is down to .73. And he swings a good bat.
Pretty good. Fernando in 81 through 8 starts was at 0.50.
This is the Dodgers' 50th game.
It's hard to believe.
Pretty amazing. Almost a third of the season is over, and he's has a .73.
Machado on 2-0. They just put the period after almost a third of the way through the season. Period. That's the crazy part. Ready? I think it was just opening day.
Yeah. The sky was falling when he wasn't hitting, and they lost 4 games in a row. Leave here. Game and a half up in first place.
Did he go? You bet he did. 2 gone in the 9th.
This Dodger pitching staff has been amazing the last 8 games. An ERA right around 1.25. They've only given up 10 earned runs in 70 2/3 innings.
Machado's frustrations continue another day. 0 for 4 tonight, and going to the weekend 5 for his last 60. Continue to feel like it's a matter of time, but the clock's still ticking as the Dodgers leave town on the verge of taking 2 of 3 without any of these superstars coming to life. You figure they're all gonna. You just hope it doesn't happen against you. 0-2 on Bogarts. Klein has retired all 5 that he's faced in this series. Line drive center field. Pages has it. Dodgers take the series from the Padres. We're going to hear all about San Diego's bullpen. The Dodger pen the last 2 days. 9 pitchers combined for 9 scoreless innings and give up just 3 hits. They've won 7 of their last 8, giving up a total of 10 runs in those 8 games.
You don't lose any heartbreakers when your bullpen is pitching like that, and the offense comes through just enough in this series.
It's the best 8-game span for the pitching staff in 3 years. They win 2 of 3 in San Diego, continue to Milwaukee in a matchup of first-place teams. First-place Dodgers, first-place Brewers begins on Friday night at 4:30 in Los Angeles. For Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from San Diego. Stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers, and we'll talk to you from Wisconsin.